Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we recap Bourbon Palooza 2026. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Agley, along with our special guests, Justine Mays, Matt Welge, and Linda Modica.
Hey gang, what's up?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, so we're going to be talking today about just recapping Bourbon Palooza 2026, big event that we did as we record this, not even a week ago. We were at doing this stuff and having fun, so it's still kind of fresh in our minds. So we'll talk about our events and things like that. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, McNew said there's something she want to talk about. What is that, McNew?
Yeah, so recently the Artemis 2 just launched, and they're going to go orbit the moon. And I'm very excited about that. I think space travel's fascinating. If you had the opportunity to go to space, what moon or planet would you want to orbit? And you can't say, no, I don't want to go. I'm not interested.
Okay, we have to go.
You have to go. What planet are you picking and why?
Uranus.
I mean, you teed it up.
I mean, just go down 44, right? Right off the highway.
Oh, that's right. She did.
I mean, you couldn't have set it up better. We need a boom. That was.
So you have that Uranus Fudge Factory. We have one too in Indiana. We have one in
You do. Yes.
The whole thing is like they know they're obnoxious, but
they do.
Yep.
They do. That's right.
That's their whole thing.
They play it serious. I mean, they're acting like they're being serious, but they get the joke. They're in on the joke.
Yes.
Let's not act like they're not in on the joke, because to their credit, the guy who started that stuff is he's good. I mean, he's done a great job of creating buzz. I mean, I've been going down where it's the one that we have in Missouri. I've been going down there forever. That used to be the thing that he bought. That's basically a strip mall. It's kind of a fancy looking one. I don't know. Maybe it just used to be all like strip clubs and adult novelties and all this stuff. And he buys it and then turns it into this kind of family place to go. I think it's a cool thing. So hats off to that guy. All right, I locked in where I'm going to be going. So what about you, Justine? Where are you headed to?
I would probably say Saturn.
Saturn, okay.
We get to see all the rings.
The rings would be cool.
That would be cool.
The rings would be cool. Linda, how about you?
Venus.
Okay.
This is good.
Venus is good. Yeah. All right, Matt.
Yeah, in all seriousness, not to
here we go.
Not to make it too
Weird.
jokey, but I've been in this algorithm lately where I get like these space informational videos and things like that, and I'm learning a lot about Neptune, And as you know, the only caveat is I would need to be able to have some kind of like hyper speed because I think it would take like
Sure, it would take a while. We're not talking. This is
there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We've developed a technology that'll get you there quick.
Yeah.
It could be a day trip if you need it to be a day trip.
I mean, I don't mind spending a few days in space, but 15 years in space by myself, I would pass on that. But just how
Neptune.
There's a theory that it rains diamonds.
Okay.
Oh.
That the carbon is compressed so much that diamonds fall down back to the core in like storms of diamonds. I just
you got to stick around long enough for a storm then.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta land and then be there, wait for watch
their
their weather, get their local weather guys, what he's saying, and
Right.
just stick around till the storm's coming. So
get a big net. Yeah.
Yeah. Net, collect some diamonds, bring them back with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, that's interesting. More well thought out than I thought it was going to be. I knew that was good. McNew.
I would do Jupiter. It's my favorite planet. It's the lucky planet. I'm going to go circle that and collect.
Don't you get more stupider if you go to Jupiter?
Boys do. I'm a girl.
Oh, okay.
Boys get stupid.
What about Mars needs women? So what? We always heard Mars needs women. You wouldn't go there?
Mars is a masculine planet. It's the war planet. It seems very angry. I don't want to go there.
A lot of guys willing to fix tires for you up there. So many options.
Yeah, I just don't think they're going to willingly do it. Like, I'm going to have to ask, and I don't want to do that. I just want them to want it.
Right. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So there you go. We all did a different one, which is surprising. That seems like it was set up, but it wasn't. So yeah, we just McNew threw us for one by asking this, and then we rolled with it, and all came up with something different. So nobody went to the moon either.
No,
just not exciting enough. Too close.
Too close to home.
Too close to home. Okay.
Been there, done that. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. All right, on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Matt. Matt, what do you got there?
I have a Sagamore bottled and bond rye.
Okay. That was Basie. Yes, that's our lead right now. We'll let McNew go, who doesn't fix her microphone anymore. Thank God, that was always about a 30-minute setup with no payoff.
It's still better than Swyatt. I have investment whiskey.
Right. You can hear his heart beating and sweat beads popping out of his skin. You can hear it. All right, McNew, what do you got?
I'm going to do an Elijah Craig rye.
Okay. Nothing there.
It was
all right
over here, but
all right. Justine, what do you got?
I have Jim Beam Winter Reserve that I got at the distillery, and she's a screw top.
Okay, nothing going on there then. Linda, you're next.
Doing Hardin's Creek, the mushroom.
Okay. No, not enough. Matt's got the lead. I'm going to try to take this thing. I've got one of those fill your own bottles from Nobleton's Distilling House, where he's got the barrels out there. If you like one, you can be like, give me a bottle of that or 2 bottles of that one. So it's one of those. Let's see what we got here. Huh? I think that was enough. It wasn't great. It wasn't a great effort, but it's going to be enough to take the
Beats my base.
Cheers to me.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Bourbon Palooza 2026 recap. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
This is Kyle Neely. I need to go home and wiggle my mouse. You're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we are recapping Bourbon Palooza 2026.
Yes, we are. Today I was at the shop and I forgot my phone. And I'll tell you what, you're just off when you forget your phone, right? I don't know how it happened. I didn't think of it when I'm at my house leaving. I didn't think of it on the drive to work. I didn't think of it as soon as I walked in because I get there early. The store was open about a half an hour. And then I was like, where's my phone? My phone. It's over here, right? Oh, no, it's all right. It's sitting in the car. It wasn't in the car. So I had no phone today. And you just feel like there's probably shit going on that people need to get a hold of me. There's some emergency happening and I don't have my phone. But I couldn't leave. I was at the shop by myself this morning. So, yeah. So I had to...
Was it slightly liberating?
It kind of was. I didn't have that stuff, though. Here's the funny thing. I would, walk by the store, like we got a big shipment of dark arts in. I'm like, oh, I need to get a photo of that and get that out on the... I start reaching for my pocket. I'm like, shit, I don't have my phone. I did it like 10 times. Darren started laughing because he'd see me go to grab my phone, or if it got boring, things get quiet in there. So I'd go to reach for my phone because you just do the scroll when things are boring. That's the standard thing. I didn't have my phone. And then we have that dark arts coming. I get the invoice and I look at it. I'm like, okay, we got to put this in the system, right? So I write down, because there was things we got to put in. We got to put in the cost, we got to put in the price, we got to put in the quantity. This is all for accounting purposes. So I wrote it down on a piece of paper, and then I walked over to Darren with that piece of paper, and I said, ding, here's a text from me. He got the world's first paper text. So yeah. That's how we used to do it back in the 70s and 80s.
How we did it, yeah.
Yeah. We would write them out and be like, here's a text for me. And then, yeah.
Notes again, when you'd fold them real intricately and pass it up.
Right. Yeah. Later on, after he got done with the register, entering all the system, he walked over to me and said, ding, reply, done. Yeah. We were texting at the store today, so, yeah. So, good stuff. All right, Bourbon Palooza 2026. This has nothing to do with Bourbon Palooza, but I thought I'd add that in. Darren was like, you're not going to tell that story, because it's well, by the way, because the embarrassing part was, for some reason, and I don't know why, I have no idea why, I put my phone in the pocket of my briefcase. I just happened to be sitting at my desk, and because I decided at some point I'm not going to go get the phone. We're busy or whatever. So I went over to do something because I could post social media. If Darren took a picture and sent it to me, I could post it via my laptop. And I'm over there and I hear my briefcase buzzing. I'm like, that's got to be that customer. There's a customer over there. That's his. It just sounds like it's by me because I don't have my phone. And I was like, no, that's coming from my briefcase. For some reason, I put my phone in my pocket. I don't remember doing that. I don't know why I did that. It threw me off.
Really had it all day long?
Yeah, I had it all day long. And it was going off all day long. All day. But I had it on. I usually have it on, but for if I'm podcasting, I'll turn it off. And I wasn't by my desk a whole lot, so I didn't hear the buzzing that you get. So I didn't. when it's silent. So yeah, I had it all day long. It was there. Yeah, and Darren said you won't tell that story on the air, and I just did. Yeah. I just did.
Really, just to prove Darren
He
wrong.
says it sounds like you're slipping if you tell that kind of story. I'm like, everyone knows I'm slipping, so yeah, it's just whatever. Just think on a show one day, they're to come and get me and put me in a home. They're like, you're gonna have to go with us, Mr. Akeley. Court order. They got a court order. My kid, of course, initiated it. So yeah. So my kid got a new job. Speaking of her, and she was like, your schedule's, pretty flexible. What do you, because she can work from home 100% of the time with this new gig. And she's like, what do you think about father-daughter trips these days? What, maybe we go to some cool places, because I can work, during the day, and then we can go out to dinners and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's not a bad idea. So, yeah. So
that's really cool. That'll be good for both of you.
Oh, yeah. So,
but you have to pay for the trip.
Well, yes, of course. I mean,
that's always how it works.
Right.
I kind of know that.
Right. You get to a point where you're like, your kids, because they get their own lives and stuff like that, and you don't get to see them as much as you'd like, and then you get an opportunity to, hey, if I pay for this trip, I can spend a whole week just hanging out with her. You're like, I'm doing the math; it's worth it. It's but yeah, and. I wish I could say I was different or anything, but whenever I went out with my dad, he bought every dinner, every lunch we went out to. We'd go on vacation, he'd pay for the room and stuff like that. I mean, so yeah, it's just I think it's kind of part of being a parent.
You got to pay down to the next generation.
Right.
That's how that works.
You never get out of that mode. It's never. No. I mean, you can say my kid's my best friend and all. I get it, but they're still. You're going to pay for stuff. You're still the parent. So yeah, but it's okay.
I need you guys to talk to my mom because I told her I still wanted an Easter basket, and she says make more money than I do. Like, well, I still want an Easter basket.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Now, and I was like, I don't see the problem.
Right. Exactly.
I still do Easter baskets. I could just buy you another one.
There you go.
She did for a very long time, but I was joking. But I'm just like, you're not getting me a basket this year.
So the show itself is Bourbon Palooza, and there are 3 of us that were on Bourbon Palooza at this time. And what did we think about this, Linda and Justine, and I can weigh in too because I was there. Did you have a good time?
Go ahead, Linda.
Okay, I had a great time. I did the Jane Bowie event in the morning.
Yeah.
Potter Jane event.
Yep.
I'm excited for that to get going. And we tasted like some of her newer stuff and it was really cool. We got hats. She made us breakfast. It was a good time.
Jane Bowie and Denny Potter are some of the coolest people. This was your first time meeting them, right? Both of them?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but you just feel like you're friends with them, right? I mean, yeah, they're just that sort of warming people where it's like, I don't really know these people, but they're awesome and I feel comfortable around them. I mean, they're cool. I mean, for Jane to let people come into her house and she's cooking for them. Yeah, herself. And I haven't gotten to go to one of those. That's the second time she's done that. I've never gotten to go to one. But my understanding, she's a great cook too. I mean, on top of everything else. So yeah,
it was good. Yeah, she kept saying, let me make you eggs. Well, I just made you eggs. We made more eggs, even though like nobody was asking for eggs. She was making more eggs, and she made like biscuits and gravy and fresh fruit, and it was amazing. It was a good time.
Yeah, that's cool. Justine, talk to us about what you did in the morning.
In the morning, we went to Heaven Hill. And we started at the visitor center, and then we went over to the new facility, and it's gorgeous. They spared no expense. The bar area it's just so cool, and like the chandelier and everything. And then we did a tour, and we actually got to go in to where the lead distiller was sitting behind her computer screens, and like she was showing us just like flipping back and forth between screens, and like this level was going down and this level was going up, and then like steam was going through these pipes. And I just thought to myself, when you have 11 things going of like 90,000 gallons, that is like probably, I would say, even more stressful than brain surgery. Like, I just had anxiety watching her. So,
Right. I actually pulled a few strings, and you get that job. You're going to be starting there next week.
Nope.
Can you imagine being in charge of all this shit? You make a mistake, it's 90,000 gallons that you've screwed up. I mean, what's the cost of that?
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thanks. I spent the morning. I went to Log Still Distillery, and they've got a great event center where they do weddings and stuff like that, kind of like Old Monroe has. So it's a similar thing. They have like the bride and groom rooms and stuff like. So we got to see that part. We got to tour the facility. It's really cool. I mean, I could see where they book a lot of weddings and stuff like that, because it's awesome there. I've been there for an event one other time. The Hall of Fame, when Jerry Dalton went in, was actually held there. So I actually have been to that facility before. But then we had brunch there as well, and they really rolled out the carpet. I mean, there was a omelet station. There was a bar where you could get, cocktails like you want a Bloody Mary or a mimosa, custom, anything you want. It was pretty cool. And then, full buffet with all kinds of, just cool stuff. I mean, the traditional things, like you think, like, eggs, bacon, sausage, all that was there. But then there was other things too, like, obviously biscuits and gravy, but there was like monkey bread, all this. It was a huge buffet with all kinds of stuff you could get. So it was awesome. Really nicely done. I think everyone had a great time. And then we took a tour of the grounds with different stops, and at each stop there'd be a tasting. So you get to drink 2 or 3 things per stop, which was awesome. And we went to the green room where, because they've got an amphitheater there where they do concerts and stuff like that. People like Joan Jett been there. I like all the rock ones that they've had there, but they also do a lot of country and pretty much anything they'll do. But they've also signed the wall over there in the green room. So it's kind of cool to be able to see where all these celebrities were and stuff like that. And we did a tasting in there. And then we went to the next one. Again, we're driving between the two. So we go up and we drive to the Dant house. And it's actually Wally Dant's grandfather's house, the actual house that he used to go to when he was a child. And, we go over to his grandparents' house. That's on the grounds there, the grounds that he would ultimately buy and do the distillery. And that house is on there. And then they've expanded it. It's much bigger than Wally went there. Now it's a 5-bedroom house that you can rent individual rooms. Each room has its own bathroom, and you can rent individual rooms. So maybe you're going to a concert at the amphitheater, you rent one of the rooms, or you get like a group together of 5 couples or something, and you all get your own room, which is kind of cool. And that was really nice. And hearing all the family history and stuff like that from Wally itself, it was pretty awesome. And then we went to their distillery. Last stop was actually at their distillery, where we went in and tasted some of their other products and stuff like that. And it was just very special. And Wally was there with us quite a bit. He signed bottles for everybody and things like that. They did an event where one of their bottles actually, it's a product that they made, actually went to the Pope. He got a bottle of it, and that was kind of cool. Amy's parents, very Catholic, and so we were able to buy one for Amy's father, and then had Wally sign it, which I thought that was cool. It's a neat thing, and it kind of has a very cathedral look on it and stuff like that. It was just, I don't know, it was cool, and Wally explaining it, and telling the story of how it came about, and the thing that he messed up. He got this again. He doesn't take it over to the Pope. He sends it to a priest that was going over there, and then he takes it to the Pope. But he didn't take a picture of the bottle or anything. And they were like, for social media, it'd be nice if we could actually have a picture of the bottle, because it was not a public event, and they're not allowed to have cameras where he actually gave it to him. But they were told it was given to him by the guy and all that, and I think they got like a note saying, thank you for that, but they didn't have a picture of the actual bottle that went to him. And Wally was like, I didn't think of it. So that was kind of funny to hear, but yeah, just great. The other event that was going on in the morning, Bronner did a breakfast at Bourbon's Bistro. and where he cooks. And by the way, Bronner's a great cook. Normally he's not cooking there. I mean, he's managing the restaurant, but in this thing, he actually cooks for the group, which is cool. I've done that with him before. And then he did a tasting he called Whiskey Through the Years. So kind of starting at Prohibition and moving forward, how whiskey's evolved, utilizing stuff in his inventory, including his office. So anybody who knows Jason, he's got that office where he's got all that old whiskey, and it's almost bucket list item just to go to that. So that was cool. The afternoon. Where did you go in the afternoon, Linda?
Lux Row. We
Lux Row.
did the cocktail class.
Okay, how was that? Yeah.
That was good. I mean, we made a watermelon old fashioned, I
Okay.
think. And then I can't remember what the second cocktail was, but we made the first cocktail and then we went on a little bit of a tour.
Uh-huh.
We got to go to the Rick House and all that stuff, and that was cool. And then we went back and we made a second cocktail. That might have been the old fashioned was the second one. But yeah, they were good cocktails. And then we kind of all of us sat outside on the patio and like talked and stuff. It was nice.
It's
It was
nice.
super nice. Yeah.
Justine and I ended up going to the same one in the afternoon. We went to the Beam's house and went to the famous Beam Man Cave. We had an event, right, Justine?
Yeah. Yep. It was cool.
Yeah. So it was basically just, Freddie telling family stories. Then we did a whiskey tasting where we got to try some really cool stuff, and then also pair it with a country ham. So, they're big into the country hams. We got to go into the smokehouse where, they age the country hams and stuff like that, and hear a little bit about that, and the fact that they have a day dedicated to doing the country hams. And it's funny to hear some of Fred's friends come over, and then Fred gets mad at some of them because they don't do it right, and that was awesome.
They want to wear gloves.
Yeah, they want to wear gloves, and Fred's like, you don't wear gloves to do this, You can't get the salt in there. It's all about you got to get the salt in there because it's salt cured. If you don't get the salt in the right places, and you got to get it like the end where the ham hock is, they call it, that's where the bone is. If you don't get there, because that's like an open point. If you don't get that, it'll spoil because if there's not salt that's put down there, there's like a skin. You got to get past the skin and stuff like that and push it down in there. If you're not doing that properly, they will spoil. So. He was talking about the guys with the gloves don't get the salt in deep enough in some spots, and then yeah. And what sucks is it takes 18 months. So as you can imagine, it's expensive anyway, and then it has to hang there for 18 months, and then you go 18 months later and like, okay, it's time to cut this ham, and it's like, oh, it's spoiled. It's kind of frustrating, right? So yeah, Freddie said, remember that, Justine? He said there was a day one time where 8 bad in one day.
Wow.
Yeah. And he didn't know it until he cut into it.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, you got these hams that are just sitting there. They look fine, and then you're like, wait, this one's bad. And you go back to the other one by there. Oh, that one's bad. Another one's bad. All the way up to 8. That's tough. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not only for just forget the cash expense because it's years ago that you paid for it. The frustration is that puts a dent in what you have available. And again, it's 18 months process. It's frustrating. You can't go back and just fix that. It can't be like, oh, we're going to double up this year. Well, it'll be 18 months from the day you get done, or so. So, yeah. So.
And then he gave Steve one.
He did. Yes. That was unbelievable to me. So, as I was walking out the door, he's like, here you go, and handed me the ham that he had been carving for the event. So I have a Beam country ham. It gets better than that even. If you can imagine that. It's hard to believe anything could get better than that. But we had talked a little bit about doing a class. He connected with me the next day and said, hey, don't forget, let's work on doing 2 workshops next year where we bring in people to learn how to make Beam country hams, and they'll actually make one on site and then hang it in that smokehouse. Again, it's going to be 18 months, and what he's real worried about is again, these are amateurs doing that. What happens if 18 months later they cut into theirs and it's bad? I'm like, we kind of just got to line that out front. If you don't follow the instructions and all that, you could get 18 months later and it's bad. But again, I think I think it's bigger than that. I think the experience of being there with a family that's done this, documented since the 1850s. They have paperwork showing David L. Beam getting hams to process in that way in the 1850s, and probably generations before that. They just don't have any way to prove that, but they know from the 1850s forward the Beams have cured hams in that manner, and they've been doing it on site since where they're at right now since 1901. So that smokehouse has been used by Jim Beam himself, the man, it's not just a brand. There was a guy named Jim Beam. He did his hams there, and then you had T.J. Beam, and then Booker, and then now Fred and Freddie. So to me, spending a day doing that, even if because it's my first time doing it, even if I screw it up, to me it'd still be worth it to spend the day there and do it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
No, and I think you have people like sign a waiver or something to be like, I know this might get fucked up.
Right. Yeah. It won't be the fault of the nose if your ham goes bad because you didn't do the thing the right way. I mean, and they can watch and supervise, but it's not their fault if it goes bad. So yeah. So, and there's some risk anyway. Freddie says, there's been ones that he's made that have gone bad. So sometimes it just happens too. So whatever.
So I'm not a ham eater, but I think like this is like cool, like because they're a whiskey family too. It's like you age whiskey 18 months, it might be good or it might be bad. Like it's kind of like the same principle. You really don't know what you're getting once you put it in there.
Yeah, for sure. So. So that event was classic. We also Bronner was at Buzzard's Roost for another one in the afternoon. What was the other one too? So it was like Buzzard's Roost behind the scenes.
Neat with Lisa Wicker.
Oh yeah. Really great feedback on that one. So we've been doing the Neat event. This is their third time doing one in Bardstown, and we've always done Neat, but it's been at Louisville. The first year they didn't even have a concept. I guess maybe they wanted to go to Bardstown, but they weren't, no plans at that point. Year two, they were in the process of building out what is now Neat in Bardstown. So we missed it by like a week or two, not by much. And then year three, we finally got to have one down there. And then we decided to not only have a dusty whiskey tasting, invite Lisa Wicker, and Lisa Wicker was there. So she just experienced the tasting with everyone else. And then after the tasting, you get a cocktail. You get to choose what bourbon cocktail you want. And then it was just chatting with Lisa Wicker, which is one of the great minds from the world of bourbon. So this is a cool event. So yeah. So it went really well. So that was Bourbon Palooza 2026. We had the bottle shares and stuff like that. So that was fun. There was a poker tournament this year. That was fun. And I feel like it really hit its stride. I feel like this was a great event. And I've signed an agreement for next year already. So we will be doing Bourbon Palooza 2027 next year. So we'll be talking about that soon. I haven't got the go-ahead to let people know when it is to have them call down there to get their rooms, but I will soon. Everyone who's there, I'm going to be reaching out to them and letting them know. So that'll be maybe by the time you hear this or it comes out, that'll already have happened. We'll see. So yeah, but very cool. Very cool. Any questions from our two non-attendees about Bourbon Palooza?
No, I'm sad I missed it because everybody was posted in the group and like the FOMO's real, and you know what? I just need to get my ass in gear and sign up when I'm supposed to sign up and not be like, I don't know what I'm doing at that point. I just need to do it and like make it a priority. It's my fault, and I'm sad that I missed it.
Yeah.
I was so sad you weren't there. It was like, here's the bench she fell over. Here's the couch she fell over.
There's a plaque by that now that says this is the
where it happened, and
McNew
I wasn't
fell
actually
here.
there to experience it.
It feels real. It feels real because she was there. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there
up in the air like this, like this.
I was stalking everyone's photos and posts, and I was just so sad that I'm not there. But I'm glad everybody had a good time, and they looked like great events.
Yeah.
Did you plan the whole thing, Steve?
Yeah.
It was like how long did that take? Talk about like how long that.
Oh, it's tough. This is a really tough event to put together because there's so many moving parts. I mean, you have to reach out. Like right now, once the hotel gives me the confirmation, everything's good and that, I'm also going to reach out to the people that I want to do events next year and be just like, just save the date. They don't want to talk about an event that's going to be happening in 2027 yet. And then it becomes a question is when is it appropriate to ask them about that? So So I kind of get an idea what I want to do, and I pitch people on that. Usually that's in like November, December-ish, but they're busy anyway. They're like, we got the holidays, let's talk after the first of the year. But as long as I can get them to say, let's talk after the first year, I'm okay, because I'm like, okay, that's a win, because they know then to expect that conversation to start.
Yeah, just keep reminding them it's coming.
Yes,
keep reminding them. Yeah.
Right. So that's usually how that goes. And so then after the first of the year, and for us, this is a big deal, and each event is a big deal. But for them, it's not life changing. We do have great groups, but you're talking about a group size of about 15. So it's not like, hey, by the way, the ABV network's coming, and guess it's going to be a great day, because your entire gift shop's going to be cleared out. I mean, our people do buy. They do come in. They do support the brands that they go to, but it's not huge groups, because we're doing 4 different events in the morning, 4 in the afternoon. So to their credit, they do all this. So it gives me very little to press them. So if in January I reach out and say, hey, it's time to get that event set, they'll be like, yeah, it's busy right now, let's talk soon. And then I'm like, ooh, when soon? You get into that thing. When are you helping the situation move forward, and when are you being annoying, where they're like, hey, I'm kind of doing you a favor here, man. Let's not bug me. So some of that, comes down to the last week. I mean, I had confirmations from everybody that they were going to do something, but some were not set until the day before we have people pick the events that they're going to do. So I had to be upfront. And again, it sounds like I'm just being a tool. This is where being me is sometimes not that fun, because I told everybody, please don't bother me about this. I can't push these people. I can't be like, hey, God damn it, we're doing this Bourbon Palooza. Get me the information. I can't be that way. I have to be like, hey, it's coming up. Can you mind getting me that? And, usually the call to action will be, hey, we're going to be picking the events tomorrow. Could you please, help? And then they'll help. And sometimes that's just how it is. But there's people that want to know what's going on. What I signed up for this. I'm not hearing anything about this. I don't know. And I'm like, I can't. There's nothing I can do. And I'm not being a tool. So that ends up being a hard part of it.
Well, I think for the veterans who have been to previous Bourbon Paloozas, like your work for itself and the events have spoken for themselves. Like, I don't think we need the details.
Yeah,
we're just like, know it's going to be great. Whatever it happens to be, whatever we end up with, it's going to be great. But it's the newcomers, I think, that maybe want more details.
And there is like McNew's saying, there's this kind of level of trust, those people that have been doing it for a good time, that I will work on something and it will be cool, but I might not have the information for you. I just be like, we're going to Heaven Hill. I don't really know anything about it. They've said they're going to do something. We'll get it done. That's so people kind of
even the Beam event was originally supposed to be at the distillery.
Yes.
And then the day before, they're like, oh, something happened, and now we're just hanging out in the man cave.
Yes.
And like, I don't freaking care where I get to hang out with Freddie at. Like, it can be at McDonald's. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah. That ended up, what happened there was, that was a big industry thing. There was a big announcement the week we were there about another big player, that they were having an event, and then they're like, it's too, we don't know what's going on. Could we move this event to Beam? And Beam agreed to it. Again, not Freddie. He's not, they're not calling Freddie to say, hey, can we do an event at Beam? They were just like, hey, you've got something on the books here that's going to have to be canceled. We got a big thing coming in. So that's when he called me and said, hey, can we do this at my house? And I was like, well, that's kind of an upgrade in my mind.
Yeah. I mean, well, and that's to like your connections too, because they're like, you didn't get like a PR person just being like, hey, we're canceling your little event. You had Freddie being like, how can I make this right for you? Let's move it.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, you're right. That is cool that that was handled in that way. And Freddie made sure our group was taken care of and had a good time. And so it is a great event. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but when I'm down there, I get to have as much fun as everybody else, because I get to go to 2 of the events. I get to go to an AM and PM event. I get to hang out and do the bottle share. So it's kind of like, once it's happening, it's not really that stressful. There's more stressful events where I have certain roles. I mean, even the things we do at the Barrel Shop, I'm kind of the Joe Everyman style. Whatever you need. The register's not working, I got to run over and fix that. Or is this in inventory? I can't find it. I got to. I'm running around all day. This one, I'm just kind of get to experience it. But again, all the work's stacked up, behind the scenes up front. So, but yeah, it's a good time. And so be on the lookout. I I would assume many people that went this year will want to go next year. So we're going to give them right of first refusal, and you can go from there. Fill in a couple other ones as needed. So it's an event that's really, like I said, it's hit its stride. And we've got a couple other things we can do. I also said that Bardstown's kind of started their own Bourbon Palooza, and think, well, that's offensive or what? No, I think it's good because now they're getting these distilleries used to doing these smaller events for groups that curates. Hey, these are things we don't normally do. I think it just gets them into that mindset where now we're like, hey, it's Bourbon Palooza. We're not talking about an event for 50. It's like 15. I see you did something at that. The National Bourbon Week events you do. What if we recreated something like that for a smaller scale? So I think that's a positive for us. So I think that's a really cool thing.
And from a fan perspective, the smaller groups are better because it feels more intimate. It's like you actually got like one-on-one attention. You actually got to immerse yourself. You're not standing in the back of the room because there's 50 people in front of you.
Right. Yeah.
It's a better experience fan-wise, for sure.
You very much have access. But the other thing that is cool is, again, it goes to the relationships. People are comfortable. Again, they don't know any of you guys. Like Linda was in the group that went to Jane Bowie's house. She doesn't know any of those people. Now, maybe she's met a few fans and stuff like that, but it's not like any of these are her personal friends, and I'm not there. The guy who's setting it up, I'm not there. But she trusts me to make sure that we're vetting out the right people. These are people that are going into her house. Same thing with Freddie inviting us over. They're welcoming us into their house, and you think about that yourself. How would you feel if I was like, hey, Justine, I've got this event I'm doing up in Michigan. We're going to have 15 people come over your house. What do you think? I think most of us would be like,
fit in my house.
I think most of us would be like, I'm not sure about this. I don't think so, buddy. So it's been incredible again, and it's fun. But I tell you, for me, what's the greatest payoff with this stuff? When I see people that are having fun and having a great time, for me, that's the greatest feeling. I get euphoric when things like Bourbon Palooza are going good, or the anniversary party. Everybody's like, this is so much fun. I can't believe I haven't been to the shop before. I love that stuff. That to me is happiness right there. So that's what I'm always chasing. So it keeps you going. There's times when that stuff doesn't feel that great to be doing it, but there's times when it's like, this is awesome. I always feel like if you can get someone's discretionary income, if they're investing their discretionary income, I mean, we all got to spend things where we don't want to spend money on. Our tires get blown out and we got to fix the rim and all that. We just got to spend money on these things. But the things where you get to be like, I want to do this for fun. I'm going to spend some, my money to have fun. When they're doing that, that's a special relationship that you have between the people that are coming to that event and you. And if they're happy, it's a very good feeling. So they don't feel like, hey, God, well, why would I come here? I wasted my money. I don't ever want that to happen. So yeah, so it's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So there you go. Bourbon Palooza 2026 is in the books, and we'll go on from there. There'll be another one coming in 2027, and we'll give a tour where McNew fell and stuff like that. That's all part of the tour.
I would like to lead the tour, but I don't remember it, so I'm going to just have.
That's true. That's true.
Can we do a reenactment?
We could do a reenactment. We'll have the paid actors and actresses there to reenact that. We'll also, the next stop on the tours, let's go to where 4 handlers circled McNew and helped her out to recover from her fall. Yeah, getting her water and stuff and fanning her. There's one just in there. I'm like, what is this? Is she like the queen? What's going on here? We're fanning McNew.
See, this is why I have these expectations that I'm hard to deal with. People just take care of me.
Hey, I tell you what, if Steve got drunk and it fell down, people would just be disgusted. They'd be like, oh my God, what the hell's wrong with him? Yeah. Can't he hold his liquor? There wouldn't be 4 people around. One wouldn't be fanning me. One wouldn't be massaging my arm. It's okay. You're all right. No one would be getting me drinks of water. None of that would be happening.
I think the most, if you tripped over a bench, would be like, well, here's some water, here's a blanket, he'll get it this morning, he'll be all right here tonight.
He'll be all right, yes, he's good. So, yeah, so good times. All right, we'll wrap this one up by talking about where people can find us. Matt, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yep, across all socials at Whiskey Tequila Fridays Podcast.
All right. Linda.
Linda Monica across all socials.
Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
McNew.
On Instagram at McNewABV.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley across all social media, abvnetwork.com. That's where we put our content. Please check that out. And last but not least, the ABV Barrel Shop. We always got cool stuff going in. We got 6 picks in today from Dark Arts. So basically filled the store. And I saw the sales numbers. There's going to be a lot less there tomorrow when I go in versus what was there today, because we're killing. People love Dark Arts. It's very exciting, and we're always getting stuff like that. You never know what's coming in. We had 9 barrel picks arrive just this week alone. 9 times. So, so very cool stuff. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.